Buying a house is probably the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. Most people spend weeks comparing prices, viewing properties, and negotiating the best deal. But what if I told you that one simple mistake could end up costing you tens of thousands of pounds, not because you paid too much, but because you bought the wrong type of property? Today, I'm going to show you the types of coastal properties that every buyer in the UK should investigate very carefully before making an offer. Coastal and cliff edge properties may offer stunning sea views, but some can also be affected by coastal erosion, cliff instability, salt damage, and long-term maintenance concerns. Now, before we begin, let me make one thing clear. I'm not saying you should never buy any of these properties. Many are perfectly good homes, and thousands of people live in them happily. The problem is that too many buyers don't understand the risks until after they've exchanged contracts. Have you ever dreamed of owning a home with breathtaking sea views? Imagine waking up every morning to the sound of waves, enjoying your coffee while looking out over the ocean, and watching incredible sunsets from your own garden. It sounds like paradise. But what if I told you that some of the most beautiful properties in the UK also come with some of the biggest hidden risks? I'm talking about homes built near cliff edges or along the coastline. Now let me be clear. I am not saying every coastal property is a bad investment. Many are wonderful homes and have stood for generations without any major issues. However, some properties are affected by coastal erosion, unstable cliffs, flooding, salt damage, expensive maintenance, and even difficulties getting insurance or a mortgage. If you don't understand these risks before you buy, your dream home could become a very expensive mistake. In this video, I'll explain the hidden dangers, the warning signs to look for, and the checks every buyer should carry out before making an offer. Let's get started. Why coastal homes are so popular. Let's start with the positives. Coastal properties are incredibly desirable. People love them because of the sea views, fresh air, peaceful surroundings, and lifestyle. Many buyers are prepared to pay a premium simply for being close to the coast. But when demand is high, it's even more important not to let emotions take over. Never fall in love with the view before checking what's underneath it. The hidden risk most buyers never think about. When most people visit a coastal property, they're looking at the kitchen, the garden, the beach, the local cafes. Very few people stop and ask, what condition is the cliff? That's because cliff movement usually happens very slowly. You won't necessarily notice it during a 20-minute viewing. But over many years, erosion can gradually reduce the distance between a property and the cliff edge. In some parts of the UK, this is a recognized long-term issue. What is coastal erosion? Coastal erosion is the natural process where waves, tides, and weather gradually wear away the coastline. Soft cliffs made from clay or sand are particularly vulnerable. Storms can accelerate the process. Heavy rainfall can also weaken cliff faces by increasing the amount of water within the ground. This doesn't mean every cliff is dangerous. Some coastlines are extremely stable. Others have experienced significant movement over time. The important thing is knowing which type of coastline you're buying on. The other hidden costs. Even if erosion isn't a problem, coastal living brings other challenges. Salt carried by sea air can speed up corrosion. Metal fences, window fittings, balconies, gutters, roofs. Even cars parked outside may deteriorate faster than inland. External paintwork often needs more frequent maintenance. Roofs and windows may require attention sooner. Over the years, these extra maintenance costs can really add up. Insurance and mortgage issues. Another thing many buyers don't consider is insurance. Some coastal properties may attract higher premiums because of flood risk or cliff stability concerns. Mortgage lenders may also ask additional questions if a survey identifies geological risks. This doesn't mean you can't buy the property. It simply means you should check these issues before committing. How to spot warning signs. When viewing a coastal property, look carefully around the outside. Do you notice fresh cracks in walls? Has the garden been reinforced? Are there retaining walls? Are neighboring properties showing signs of movement? Is there evidence of recent repairs? Ask the estate agent how close the property is to the cliff edge. Has the distance changed over time? Has the owner ever commissioned a geological survey? These are important questions that many buyers never ask. Do your research before making an offer. Spend time researching the local coastline. Find out whether the area has a history of cliff movement or coastal erosion. Check whether there are coastal management plans or erosion monitoring programs. Look at historic aerial photographs to see whether the coastline has changed over the years. The more information you have, the better your decision will be. Get the right survey. If you're serious about buying a coastal property, don't rely on a basic mortgage valuation. Consider instructing an experienced surveyor. If there are concerns about the ground or cliffs, you may also need specialist geological advice. It could cost a little more now, but it could save you thousands of pounds later. Are coastal homes always a bad buy? Absolutely not. Many coastal homes are fantastic investments. Some are located on stable rock formations. Others are well protected by coastal defenses. Many have been standing safely for over a century. The point of this video isn't to scare you away from coastal living. It's to encourage you to ask the right questions before you buy. Knowledge is what protects your investment. Final advice. If you're buying a property near the sea, don't just buy the view, buy the facts. Understand the condition of the land. Understand the risks. Understand the maintenance costs. Understand the insurance. And understand whether you'll still be happy owning that property 10 or 20 years from now. A little research today could save you from making one of the biggest financial mistakes of your life. Call to action. I hope this video has helped you understand the questions every buyer should ask before purchasing a coastal or cliff edge property. If you found it useful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical advice on buying property in the UK. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Would you buy a house with a sea view if it meant accepting some extra risks, or would you rather stay well away from the coastline? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.